Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about how the scapegoated child is treated in a toxic family system. My name is Callie Emoto and I'm a psychotherapist specializing in helping people overcome childhood trauma. And we do this in three ways. Firstly, understanding what happened. Secondly, discovering who we really are. And thirdly, designing a life that we really want according to our own values. In each video, we'll be talking about an aspect of childhood trauma and follow it with a guided meditation to give you some practical tools to help you overcome any negative effects you've had from trauma in your childhood. As I've mentioned previously, the toxic or narcissistic parent has a negative self-image and negative emotions about themselves, but they lack the awareness to acknowledge this and the skills to regulate these negative emotions. Instead, they attempt to project or relocate all of these things onto another person, and that is often the scapegoated child. So how is the scapegoated child treated in a toxic family system? The scapegoat child essentially becomes a dumping ground for everything the narcissistic parent hates about themselves, all their past failures, and also anything that goes wrong in the family in the present. They are set up to be criticized, ridiculed, and humiliated at every opportunity. They can never do anything right or be good enough, and they're often made to feel guilty for even existing. Sometimes financial problems or conflicts between the parents can even be blamed on the scapegoated child. The scapegoat is often isolated within the family and severely emotionally neglected. Even though they may be given material necessities, the scapegoat child's emotional needs, feelings, and their authentic self are often ignored or devalued. The child is taught to expect nothing good because they deserve nothing good. The narcissistic parent will often isolate the scapegoat child by talking about them behind their back to other family members. They will say that the scapegoat is bad, evil, a troublemaker, a bad influence, and so must be avoided. So no help is coming from within the family, because some family members will believe what the parent is saying about the scapegoat, and others will be terrified that they'll become the scapegoat themselves if they don't comply. So they become enablers for the scapegoat to be treated badly within the toxic family. Often the scapegoated child will think that if only they're good enough, then their parent will love them, and so they try really hard to comply. But the narcissistic parent never wants the scapegoat child to succeed or shine. They want them to be less of their real self, their best self, so that they can justify the treatment that they're giving to the child. So they continue to insult the child, treat the child badly, as outlined previously, and when the child finally has a negative reaction to the bad treatment, then the parent can point at them and say, "Look, I told you that child was bad. Look how they're behaving." Often the scapegoated child will think that if only they're good enough, then their parent will love them, and so they try really hard to comply. But the narcissistic parent never wants the scapegoat child to succeed or shine. They want them to be less of their real self, their best self, so that they can justify the treatment that they're giving to the child. So they continue to insult the child, treat the child badly, as outlined previously, And when the child finally has a negative reaction to the bad treatment, then the parent can point at them and say, look, I told you that child was bad. Look how they're behaving. As these negative insults and labels are repeated to them over and over, eventually the narcissistic parent's voice becomes the scapegoated child's inner voice, and they tell themselves these things without the parent having to do so. It essentially becomes their voice. For the healing part of this video, we're going to talk a little bit about forgiveness. And when you truly forgive someone, it does not mean that you're condoning any of the behaviors they did, or even that you're forgetting about it. What it means is that you acknowledge that the person who harmed you did so because they were at that level of development. They really couldn't treat you any better because that's where they were in their life. They didn't have the skills to acknowledge their negative emotions about themselves, their negative self-image, and to resolve these issues. Most people who harm their own children will make one of their children a scapegoat and mistreat them, really have no idea what they're really doing. They are working from their subconscious survival instincts. So when you truly forgive, there are two really positive effects that you will gain from this. Firstly, you will consciously free yourself from the person who harmed you. When we remember these things of what happened and go over and over them in our mind, we are essentially reliving them. We're reliving the emotions, and our bodies don't know the difference between the past and the present. And so as you're reliving these painful things that happened to you and feeling those negative emotions, the body will also tense up and secrete chemicals to ready you for fight or flight. You may be thinking that the person who harmed you must give you an apology and some kind of reparation for what they did. Otherwise, you can't forgive. But the truth is, they'll probably never apologize, because that would mean that they've done a lot of genuine therapeutic and self-development work, and they realize what they've done because they've faced their issues and resolved them. This may never happen, and so you can't be waiting for that and putting your energy into keeping these things alive. The second good effect that you'll have from truly forgiving is that the energy you were using to keep those situations alive will now be available to you. You will have so much more energy, motivation, enthusiasm for life, positive emotions, and you'll be able to discover who you are and start to put your energy into doing things that you really enjoy and that are really meaningful to you. So now let's start our healing meditation. and truly forgive. So just close your eyes and start to focus on your breath. And breathe in relaxation into your scalp and forehead, into the muscles of your face. Let it flow into your neck and shoulders, just allowing all these areas to start to relax. And as you move into your meditation and your relaxation, the responsibilities of your day and all the identities of your day are coming off you like jackets. And as you take them off you, you can hang them outside of your meditation space. Let that relaxation flow into your upper body, down into your stomach area, into your hips and thighs and your knees, letting any tightness and tension that might be there just relax and release. And then breathe in relaxation to your calf muscles, into your feet, and into your toes. And as you allow your body to relax, you can also allow your mind and your emotions to relax. So step away from your own emotions and just observe them. Without getting involved with them, without following them, you just let them be as they are and return to the breath. Now notice what's here in the present moment. Notice any sounds, any smells, the temperature of the room, and know that you're here right now, in this time and place, and in this particular form. Now imagine a white light in your heart center. See it getting brighter and expanding out, pushing out any dark energy into a candle flame where it disintegrates and is recycled naturally. Now breathe in life force energy from nature and from the universal love and wisdom that's all around us. Breathe in this powerful energy through your open heart center and let it fill every cell of your body and every part of your aura with divine light. Acknowledge that you are this divine light, and we can give thanks for the opportunity to shine this eternal light out through this body into the world in our own unique way during this lifetime. So now, in this elevated energy, we'll say some affirmations about forgiveness. I forgive my parent who harmed me, or anyone else who harmed me, because I acknowledge that that was their level of development at that time. They really couldn't have done any better than they did, because they didn't have the skills to do so, and they probably were not fully aware of what they were doing. Just feel this. Feel how your body is reacting as you say these wise words, these true words, and free yourself, free your mind and body from the burden of having to relive it and having to remember it. You can also forgive yourself for being in that situation, for not being able to stop what was happening, because that was your level of development at the time, and you really couldn't have done any better. So feel the lightness in your stomach, in your heart, anywhere where you are holding painful emotions about the past. Just consciously let it go into a candle flame. Let it be burnt up. Let the universe deal with that energy. You can now choose to be free of it and be free of any negative emotions that you have felt. There's a feeling about the situations such as anger, resentment, need for punishment, need for revenge, need for apology. Just consciously choose to let it all go into the flame where it's burnt up and recycled. And just do a few cleansing breaths in, breathing in love and wisdom, out, breathing out anything you want to let go of. It's no longer serving you. And now, prepare to come out of your meditation. You can move your fingers and toes, your body, acknowledge that you're here in the room, and when you're ready, slowly open your eyes. I really hope that this has helped you. Feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next post. I hope you have a wonderful day wherever you are in the world. Goodbye for now.